on the 17th year and 37 days. Chen Su once again dreamed of the blue stone road. Rainwater tapped on the eaves and forming a trickle, dripping from the mossy tiles onto the slate, and splashing small water droplets on the slate. The air is filled with a unique, moist, mixed with the bitter smell of soil and plants. He always saw a blurry figure, holding a yellow oil paper umbrella, and walking slowly ahead. But he couldn't catch up. When he woke up, the city outside the window was waking up with dawn. The distant traffic was humming. He looked at the ceiling, and his heart felt empty. It's like being soaked by the long-lasting plum rain. An old magazine was placed by his pillow. The page he turned to. It was a report about a forgotten town. The picture was blurry, like a layer of fog that never dissipates. The report mentioned a custom. The elderly in the town believed that important memories after death would take on form and hide in the place they loved most, waiting for the destined person to pick it up. 3 days ago, Chen Su, on the shelf in the corner of the library, he found this out-of-date travel magazine. He borrowed it. What's even more bizarre is that the Yun town mentioned in the report and the vague place in his dream had a striking resemblance. He took annual leave, booked a ticket, without telling anyone. An inexplicable pull pushed him towards the place he had never set foot in, but familiar to the bone. He took the train, then a car, and then a tricycle. The last part of the journey required walking along the riverbank. The fog was really thick and wet against his skin. The town is small. The old wooden buildings are built by the water. The winding stone road was worn smooth by the years. Everything seems to be forgotten by time. Everything was quiet, only the sound of water and his steps. He walked aimlessly. He crossed a stone arch bridge. There is a huge banyan tree. Its aerial roots hang down like an old man's beard. Under the tree sat an old man in tablecloth and was weaving bamboo mats. Chen Su walked over to ask for directions, or just wanted to talk to someone. The old man looked up, with deep wrinkles on his face, but his eyes were clear. He looked at Chen Su for a few seconds. There seemed to be a trace of surprise in his cloudy eyes, and then returned to calm. Looking for someone, the old man's voice was hoarse, with a local accent. Chen Su paused, shaking his head, then nodded. Maybe he was looking for something. The old man didn't ask again. He pointed to a small stool next to him. Chen Su sat down, looked at the old man. The old man's deft fingers intertwined and turned the green bamboo strips. The air was filled with the fragrance of bamboo. Grandpa, have you always lived here? Yes, born and raised here. Have you heard of a man named Shen Jiao in town? The name came out of his mouth. Even Chen Su himself was stunned. He had never heard of it, or knew him. But this name seemed to be engraved in his subconscious. In this situation, and emerged naturally. The old man's hand stopped for a moment. Only for a moment, he lifted his eyelids and looked at Chen Su deeply. What do you want him for? I don't know. Teacher, Chen Su replied. I just felt like I should come. The old man fell silent and continued to weave bamboo strips after a long time. So long that Chen Su thought he wouldn't answer. He slowly replied. He has been gone for many years. The expected answer, but it still made Chen Su's heart sink. What kind of person was he? Quiet, loving to laugh, and liked to read by the river. The old man's tone was very calm. as if he was talking about an ordinary thing. He was skillful and could make good green balls. Mugwort juice and glutinous rice. The bean paste filling inside is just right.